Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It is still morning, isn't it? Oh, technically it's 11:21. Just went out to the garden, picked a few beans. Obviously, the hair. Oh, the hair. Love the hair. Picked a few beans. Came in, had some more coffee. Lots and lots of beans in my day. We used to call it Snapchat. How old am I? I mean, if you can relate, then obviously you lived in a pretty good time where this, or I don't know, maybe you're doing it now. Maybe you're not a Snapchatter. This, snipping the ends off the beans, sitting on the doorstep. Usually it was a Sunday morning, Saturday morning, with a grandmother or, ooh, that's kind of dirty. It was my grandmother anyway. And I have a dog who's begging here, but after what she ate earlier, I'm really not going to give her any beans. She got into some stuff, and that's not a good idea. I won't tell you what she got into because it's nope. Anyway, Snapchat. So what I'm doing with these beans is I'm snipping the ends off. I thought about, like you can, like a bean that size, I mean, you can break it into thirds. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put the whole bean into boiling water for about 2 minutes, and that's going to partially cook them so that when you do go to use them, you put them in the freezer. When you do go to use them, then they still have a little bit of crunch on the inside when you, all you have to do is steam them, and they're actually pretty good that way. So yeah, you don't have to steam them, or sorry, you don't have to cook them. I was out in the rain, so look it. Yeah, you don't cook them all the way through. Get a little, I don't know about you, but I like beans with a little bit of crunch. I don't like the mushy beans. Ugh, not really. What else do we have to talk about today? What else? How is your Lionsgate portal working out for you? I'm seeing, I knew that this was going to be a very emotional time for a lot of people. So if you weren't ever affected by Lionsgate, and then all of a sudden you have got just emotions coming out of left field, just crying or fighting or sad or just overly happy for whatever reason. I mean, it's never a bad thing to be overly happy, but then you have to understand what's making me so happy. Is it because I'm so grateful? Is it because I'm just the abundance of love and family and money and all this stuff? Is it all coming in and that's making me happy? What if those things were taken away? So, not to put a damper on it, but if those things were taken away, the money, the family, what would happen? So you just have to make sure you're balanced out. Just balance it all out. I don't want to see things get taken away, obviously, because if it's making you happy, it's making you happy. But for me, happiness comes from in here. You don't have to have, no, you stay down, miss. You stay down. You don't have to have, huge amounts of money. You have to understand what happy is. Things cannot make you happy. You have to make yourself happy. Yeah. And as long as you are grateful and loving of what you have and what's around you, you will be happy. I'm not saying you will be. Sorry, shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say that. This dog would be very happy if I looked away and then she could steal everything off of the counter here. Not happening. I don't know if I can show you. She is staring at me. Beans are not a good idea to feed a dog. There, you can have the ants. Okay. I don't know. Hummingbirds are going crazy in between rainstorms, which is great. Lots of energy out there as well as in here. I am noticing an increase of activity, if you know what I mean, if you're on the same page as me. Activity. So not only are the emotions, if you don't understand, she is just being a stinker today. If you're not understanding how to balance your emotions, then, you know, where was I going? She keeps distracting me because I'm so sure she's going to jump up here. Learn to balance your emotions. Learn to be grateful. Learn to be loving. That being said, I have an unusual amount of activity around my personal space. I've got some personal space downstairs. And a couple of nights ago, and tell me if you relate to this, if you're one to see things, and I don't mean that in a get off the airplane kind of see things, if you know, you know, then you might see an increase of activity. I'm starting to see some orbs and get a very distinct impression that somebody's walking around my bed. It's very unnerving because if you know me, you'll know that I've always protected my sleeping area, my bedroom. Nobody's allowed, energetically, nobody is allowed in the bedroom. Because when you're in your bed, that's when you're most vulnerable. You're sleeping. So if you don't protect yourself in your bed, anything can come in and just kind of, you know, take advantage of that vulnerable person and energetically, I'm not saying physically, energetically can do what they want. So make sure you are, during this Lionsgate, very, very protected. With other people's energy being out of balance, you might find that you're taking on energy that doesn't belong to you. So if you're suddenly feeling angry, or you're feeling sad, or alone, or don't you even think about it, miss, or overly happy, unusually happy. She keeps jumping up here. She is wanting stuff. She's still in trouble for what she stole earlier today, so no. Yeah, so just kind of keep a check on if the energy is actually yours or not. Ask around. Don't say, you know, to people who are not energetically aware, don't say, hey, I got this loose energy wandering around. I'm just wondering if it was yours. They're not going to take to that too well. It's not a lost puppy. It's lost energy. So what else am I doing here? I cut some catnip and some, oh, just got one in the eye, some catnip and some mint, chocolate mint, that I picked up in London, Ontario. It smells fantastic. I'm not a person that really likes chocolate mint, but what I'm doing, if I can dare to turn my back on what I'm doing here at the counter, I'm just drying it in there. I don't know if you can see. Anyway, there's the catnip down there. So I have a couple of cats testing it out for me already. And then once that's all done, then I'll put it in little pouches and Bob's your uncle. It's going to be a lot of happy cats in the area, hopefully. I don't know what else to talk about. Snapchat, Lionsgate, Portal. I know we've heard so much about it. Just keep your energies in check. Keep your emotions in balance. If you seem like something is very unusual, like if you're angry for no reason whatsoever, it may not belong to you. And, you know, then you can just kind of, yeah. Sometimes what I do if I'm angry for no particular reason, just angry, and I know that energy doesn't belong to me, sometimes what I'll do is I'll go into a shower and I'll just envision those droplets as little bright white orbs, little pearls, taking away all that negative energy that does not belong to me. And, you know, sometimes it works. Sometimes I need to soak in a salty bath. But normally the shower works. It's a great place to meditate because you're in there by yourself. Anyway, that's my Snapchat. I don't know what else. I got lots of potatoes are still out in this garden. I think the dog's been digging them up. I'm not sure, but they do have to because the plants are starting to die. So those potatoes need to get dug up and fast. This dog is no, thank you. No, thank you. Let me show you. Let me show you this. Yeah. Beans are not a good idea. Anyway, that's it for me today. I hope you're enjoying what's left of this summer. I see the sun is finally coming out. And I will... what did I do a couple of days ago? I went and checked on my horseradish. It's doing fantastic. Tomatoes over there, they're just enormous. Wow. I look like I went 10 rounds with somebody. This is the rain. This is my morning look. Oh well. What else? Yeah, the beans over at the other garden, absolutely enormous. I'm going to, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to blanch, let me see if I can, I'm going to blanch this pile of beans here, stick them in a freezer bag, and then we're done. Okay, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.